Michael Zerafa versus Danilo Creati. Who do y'all think is gonna win this fight? I apologize, by the way, if I'm mispronouncing Danilo's name. But yeah, who do you guys think is gonna win this fight? To those who don't know, Zerafa and Creati will be fighting this coming November 23, Wednesday. Keep that in mind. It's on a Wednesday. Over in Sydney, Australia, in the undercard of the Paul Gallen versus Justin Hodges rematch. And yeah, it's a pretty good card if you ask me. Obviously, the main event will be between Paul Gallen and Hodges, and the event will also include Paulo Alcuso versus David Segara. So anyway, to those who don't know who Michael Zerafa is, I think if you are a fight fan, you should know who he is. 30-year-old fighter from Australia, 30-4, 19 wins coming by way of knockout TKO. Coming off 3 wins in a row since losing to Jeff Horn in the rematch by majority decision. Pulled off the big win against Jeff Horn in the first fight. He lost to Kell Brook back in 2018, and he lost to Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillen, back in 2015, and he also lost to Arif Magomedov back in 2014. In my opinion, Zerafa is a much better fighter today than he was years ago. He was really young when he fought Kid Chocolate. He lost to Kell Brook in 2018, but he's definitely still a better fighter today than when he fought Kell Brook. And now here he is coming off 3 wins in a row, fighting a fighter named Danilo Creati. Creati is a 32-year-old fighter from Australia, born in Italy. 8 wins, 0 losses, 1 win coming by way of knockout TKO. Turned pro in 2018. But yeah, fought only twice that year. Fought 3 times in 2019. Fought once in 2020. And did not fight at all in 2021. He's coming off 2 wins in a row this year against Cameron Hammond and Eddie Dos Santos, where he won by unanimous decision. He got a split decision win against Hyun Min Yang in 2020. And yeah, now here he is fighting Michael Zerafa. He's currently ranked number 156 out of 1,959 fighters here on BoxRec. Michael Zerafa is up there in the rankings. If you guys don't know, he's the number 1 contender for the WBA. Number 2 for the IBF, and number 7 for the WBO. And I think he mentioned that he's already pretty much in line to fight Golovkin next, but to my understanding is Golovkin has to fight Erislandy Lara if Golovkin wants to keep his WBA belt. So I'm not sure, or maybe I misread it, I'm not sure. But I think Zerafa will be next in line to fight the winner of Lara versus Triple G. And I think he has to wait for that. So I guess while waiting, here he is fighting Danilo Creati. Danilo Creati, based on what I've seen of him, he has decent boxing skills. I can see why he's undefeated with the amount of fights that he has, but he still lacks the experience that he needs to compete at this level, in my opinion. I think Zerafa has proven to be a world-class level fighter. I mean, he's failed to get those big wins against other fighters like Kid Chocolate and Kell Brook, but I think he's already a world level fighter, at least in comparison to Creati, who in my opinion is more of a regional fighter. I can see how he's undefeated because of the way he boxes. He has very good footwork. He pivots pretty well, changes angles. He tends to have his chin up a little bit. I think that's going to be one of the advantages for Zerafa in this fight. That chin's going to be hittable. The chin of Creati will be hittable. And actually, I think he'll knock him out because of how high he put his chin up. But yeah, he still lacks the experience he needs to compete at this level. Plus, he's in his 30s already. So yeah, I don't think there's that much. Usually in your 30s, you don't really improve as much compared to if you were in your 20s. So yeah, I think based on what I've seen of Creati, I can see him giving Zerafa some problems early on just because of the way he moves and the way he boxes. But I think after 2-3 rounds, I think Zerafa should be able to figure him out and knock him out in number 4 or 5. In my opinion, I think he's going to knock him out. Plus, Creati doesn't have the power also to really hurt a world-class level fighter like Zerafa, in my opinion. So yeah, Zerafa should win this fight. I'll be shocked and surprised if Zerafa somehow loses this fight. He has a lot at stake. Again, he's the number one contender for the WBA. If he loses this fight, he's gonna get dropped automatically from the rankings. So yeah, it's a must-win fight for Zerafa if he wants to fight for a world title next year or in the next couple years. Again, I think Zerafa should be able to win round number, I'll say 5. I think he'll knock him out at number 5. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. Anything's possible in the sport of boxing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks for listening and watching. And like always, have a great day. All right, thanks.